Okay, you're not happy, I would guess.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not happy. First off, Wheeling Jesuit's a good team. They averaged 85 points a game last year, and they shot 54% from the field. Like the West Virginia Intercollegiate Athletic Conference that they play in, they score like millions of points. And so, for us, it's a hard matchup where they play five out motion, nobody in the post. You know, they took as many threes as they took twos. You know, they took 23 threes in the game. You know, we knew they were going to shoot a lot of threes. We knew that that was the style they were going to play. Hard style for us to emulate and prepare for in practice. You know, hopefully during the season, if we have a situation where we're playing a team that plays that style, we'll be better prepared for it. But I thought overall, you know, our young kids, they look like freshmen. And so that really hurts when you rely on them for depth. And now all of a sudden you're not getting a whole lot from your depth. And now it puts a strain on the rest of your team. And so I think that's really what happened. You know, just some of the things that we talk about in practice on a daily basis, they didn't do tonight. And so hopefully we get their attention. Hopefully we can teach them. Hopefully they realize that we're not lying to them every day in practice, that you really do have to jump to the ball in order to stop a guy who's penetrating. You really do have to be strong with the ball, and you can't stare and telegraph your passes. Things that we talk about on a daily basis that maybe they didn't believe fully until tonight.
No, it would seem that 2, 3, or 4 of those freshmen are going to have to, you know.
Yeah, you're right. Scary, isn't it?
Well, after tonight it is, but isn't that right? I mean, they're going to have to play.
Yeah. You know, we've always played 9 or 10 guys. We have 6 returners. Mike McFadden, when he's eligible, that's 7. You know, and so now you're looking at 2 or 3 of them, maybe early in the season, 3 or 4 of them, that have to play, that have to increase their learning curve, that have to now figure out exactly what it takes to be successful at Division I. And again, we've been telling them for 10 weeks. Their teammates have been telling them for 10 weeks. And so, you know, maybe they didn't fully believe us before, but I certainly hope they believe us now.
Not unexpected, is it? How they did?
No, because I watch them in practice every day. It's not unexpected, but it's disappointing. You know, we've spent a lot of time with those guys trying to make sure that they weren't a weak link. You know, that they weren't going to be anchors on our team. You know, that they could come in. And I was excited because we had some returning guys, and we had some guys that I thought could maybe step in and mesh quickly with our returners, and now all of a sudden have a good lineup going and be able to kind of create some roles and develop some chemistry, you know, with playing time and things like that. And that kind of got blown to hell tonight. So we're going to have to figure it out. And like I said, they'll watch the film and hopefully they can improve. They've improved in the 15 practices we've had. So hopefully now they can improve quickly in the game setting as well.
Is Apollon out for a while?
He dislocated his shoulder. That's all I can tell you about HIPAA. No, I'm just kidding. HIPAA rules. He was supposed to see the doctor tonight after the game, so hopefully we'll get a better timetable on him in the future. But it's not like he would have been a game changer for us, because he doesn't believe in the details of winning basketball either right now, because in high school you can get away with just on talent, and in college you have to be detailed. And so all those guys, when we tell them about, you know, catching and taking your space, and you know, catching it in the scoring area, and you know, all those annoying things that coaches say all the time, they go, "Yo, coach, yeah, I got you. I figured this out. I'm pretty talented." And then they walk out on the court and are shocked when they throw the ball to the other team.
In some senses, is it a good thing that you guys practice that end of game situation tonight?
No. In some sense, because we try and do some situational stuff in practice at times, and it never really has the same feel as a game would. So yeah, so it was nice that we were able to call a couple timeouts. And no, Sam, it's not nice. There's nothing nice about it. Like it's an exhibition game. You want to figure out what some of your flaws are, but you don't want to be in a nail biter where it's a 1-possession game for the last 4 minutes of the game. Especially when you're up 16. We were at 46-30, and it looked like we were going to be able to kind of pull away and now give some of those freshmen the opportunity to play and learn more, and we weren't able to do that.
Was there anything that you did see from the freshmen that you liked? I mean, certainly a little less would be desired from your two big men that played tonight, but did you see anything, yeah, as far as whether it was movement on offense, whether it was you would tell them something on, you know, on bench and they actually would be able to apply it even if it was only for a short stretch of time?
Andrew, I'm thinking. You know, I would say, you know, out of the freshmen, you know, Lucky did a decent job, made a couple positive winning plays, some hustle plays that were good, you know, kept a couple balls alive, got a couple deflections, things like that. But from Keith and B. Herm and Darren, you know, B. Herm made a couple shots, but from Keith and B. Herm and Darren, I mean, it's hard. You know, it's hard. And I think they're going to be shocked when they watch the film because I don't even know if they know how they looked. You know, like they might still be thinking that it wasn't as bad. Well, when they watch the film, it's going to be that bad.
Hey, can you talk a little bit about Russell tonight and what he did?
Russell was terrific. I've been really hard on Russell for this whole preseason. I told him that I wasn't going to allow him to just take standstill three-pointers offensively. And I think this is the first game Russell's ever played at Robert Morris where he didn't attempt a three. You know, thought he was really active around the rim. I thought he mixed up some of his offensive game. He had a great pull-up jumper, a great jump hook, obviously some great offensive rebounds. And, you know, without him and Karan Williams and their offensive output, we don't win the game. We just flat out don't win the game. And so Russell was great. He was in a good frame of mind. He was, you know, attempting to defend the way we need him to defend. He was, you know, trying to do those things. You know, like everybody, he made some mistakes, but, you know, if we can have a consistent Russell Johnson even close to what he did tonight, we do have a chance to be a good team. You know, I don't know if he's going to get us 23 and 10 every night, but in terms of his mind frame, in terms of his effort, in terms of his, you know, attention to winning plays and helping his team, he was as good as, you know, we need him to be every night.
Is, at least for now, you envision him as an energy source off the bench?
I don't know what I envision him at, to be honest. I didn't really like Velton and Ant Myers playing together as much as they did, especially early. You think you're going to have 2 point guards in the game and you're going to be really able to execute and get people organized and all those kinds of things, and it didn't really happen for us. In a perfect world, I would love, you know, Russell or Lucky to be in that wing spot starting, but one of them's got to come and steal it. They got to take it, and they got to take it in practice as well as in the games. Because of course everyone loves to play in the games, but you really get your productive, you know, practice done on the practice floor. So I don't know. We'll kind of see, and you know, I think early on we're going to see multiple lineups until we kind of get everything set and sorted out.
Is it hard to envision Russell because the consistency is not there?
Yeah, without a doubt. I've had long conversations with Russell, and I've told him that we can't play you off possibilities. We have to play you off production. And if you're producing, I'd love to have you out here. You're as talented as anyone we have in the program, but we can't get caught in the trap of tonight's going to be Russell's night and he's going to go out and he's going to turn it on tonight. And I think at times last year we played that game. And I thought that kind of once we inserted Lawrence in the starting lineup and Russell came off the bench, we didn't rely on the possibility of Russell being really good. I thought it helped our team get more consistent.
Do you think he sees that?
I hope. And he's still going to have tough games. Everyone has tough games throughout the season, but I just hope that he understands how important it is for him to play, at least trying to do everything he can for his teammates.
As part of that struggle too, with not necessarily knowing what you're going to have in terms of rotation and knowing where, you know, Russell will fit in, whether it's 3 or the 4 or you know,
Yeah, it's a big problem because now, obviously, we're excited about Mike McFadden coming online December 17th, but you know we have 9 games before that, and so what are we going to do in those 9 games? And so Keith and Darren better get it in gear because we need to have some production from those guys in order for Russell to play more on the perimeter where I think we'd like him to be and be more comfortable with him being over time.
How was Elijah's foot tonight? I mean, he played 24 minutes.
Yeah, and it didn't seem, you know, again, he seemed a little bit tired at times because he hasn't been able to practice for an extended period. He's been in, you know, 10, 12 practices now. So he's still catching up a little bit conditioning wise. I'd like him to, you know, as we watch the film, you know, early in the game there was 4 or 5 balls that just went off his hands. That you're a junior now, you got to catch them, you got to score those. You know, and all of a sudden if you do that, it sets a tone for how you're going to play offense. You know, it maybe punishes them in the paint a little bit, which is an area that we should have an advantage. And when you don't get that, all of a sudden everyone looks around and says, well, now what?
When you start the season, assuming the freshmen don't improve by leaps and bounds, you're not going to play the upperclassmen more minutes of the game because they're not progressing, right? So they're going to play the freshmen.
Now why?
Well, I didn't know if you were going to play these other guys 32, 33 minutes a week.
I don't want to, but I also don't want to put guys in there for 10 minutes that are hurting our team. In a perfect world, they would be able to go in and play in a couple minute stretches and spell the returning guys, but I don't even know if they can do that right now.
I'm trying to generate a little sense of urgency for those freshmen.
Believe me, we've been trying for about 7 weeks. That's why they get up at 6:30 every morning.
Maybe if they heard it from a different voice, you know what I mean?
Anytime you'd like to address the team, you're more than welcome.